welcome back to All How the Ale. Tonight we are going for a beer from the Rainbow Project box, and the beer in question tonight is this one from Wild Beer Co. and side project. It is Rosa Rouge. Now, tell you a little bit about the beer. It says here the Rainbow collaboration brings together international breweries and pairs them up at random, 7 from the UK and 7 from the USA, with each brewing a beer inspired by one of the 7 colours of the rainbow. I think it's pretty obvious which one this is. Red. This year we're delighted to be paired with side project from Missouri. Their focus is to brew beers that have been aged in barrels and use proprietary yeast strains alongside locally sourced even ingredients. We like them a lot. The red is our collaboration colour of 2017. Our Rainbow Project beer is a transatlantic sour saison. Missouri yeast cultures were flown over to Somerset, where they eloped with our wild cultures in fresh white wine barrels. Brewed without hops, this beer is all about fermentation flavours and barrel character. Acidity from both the pomegranate and wild microbes are balanced by the fragrant red rose petals and dry tannins from the burgundy barrels. A collaboration born with a transcontinental love affair of wild yeast and barrel aging. Now, I've had the box a little while. It is December after all, and I didn't notice from reading this beer that it is brewed without hops. So that is interesting to me. I've never had a beer without hops before, so I'm unsure what to expect. What else can I tell you? Well, that's it, apart from the ingredients list, which is malted barley, wheat, hops, yeast. Interesting. Very interesting. It says it's brewed without hops, yet the ingredients list lists hops. Which one's a typo? Anyway, it says it's malted barley, wheat, hops, yeast, water, pomegranate molasses and rose petals. The Wild Beer Co. and side project Rosa Rouge. There we go. Apologies for the light bars on there. So is it or is it not brewed without hops? Well, we'll find out. Now, it is obviously barrel aged and it's also bottle aged. Well, I say bottle aged, there's a lot of sediment. Don't know if you can pick it up down there, you probably can't, but there is an awful lot of sediment in the bottom of this bottle. So we're going to have to be careful when we pour. But let's crack her open and see what we get. Well, let's pour. Well, it's very light in colour. It's very pale. Be careful not to get too much sediment, because even at this angle I can see quite a bit floating in the bottle. There we go, that'll do. There's still that last like 3/4 of an inch, it's got a lot in there. Anyway, there is your hopless or hop containing beer, depending on which ingredients list you believe, if it's the description or the list itself. Smells sour, smells grapey, smells like wine. It's definitely going to be sour. How sour? Just find out. Yeah, it's almost like that sherbet sour. It's that little bit just at the back of the tongue and at the back of the mouth, right, where it just about feel that little tingle. That's a very pleasant level of sour. As for flavours, it's quite sweet, despite it being sour. It's a sweet and sour beer. I'm not getting any of the rose. Pomegranate, yes, but rose, no. Not in any great way, anyway. Now, anyone who likes Turkish Delight will be familiar with the flavour, but this is kind of diluted somewhat. It's not a strong flavour. It's just about there, and that for me is probably a good thing, because I'm not a huge Turkish Delight fan, so I'm happy with that. Interesting. Also noticed it's 2018 and they say it's a a colour collaboration from 2017. Maybe someone needs to proofread the text on the bottle, but it's pleasant enough, don't get me wrong. It's a good introduction to sour beers and say the saison style in general. I like it. It's 5% ABV, by the way. I failed to mention that earlier. There's a 330ml bottle, which means you get 1.6 UK units in there. Now, I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's not ridiculously sour. It's that nice, like I said, the nice sherbety tingle, and it's, excuse me, kicking the tripod there. It's pleasant. It is pleasant. Now, there's not a huge amount of flavour to write home about. Like I say, there is that sourness, that sweet, almost sherbety edge, but nothing really more than that. There's a little bit of that pomegranate, that dryness that you get from a pomegranate flavour. It's there. It's a good palate cleanser, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, I've not long since finished a really heavy beer, and this is good for resetting that palate. It's pleasant, it's sweet, it's lightly soured. Yeah, I like it. Now, to the scores. Well, we're going to forgive all the wording, because let's face it, that's not really relevant. It's nice to have an accurate description, but I'm not going to hold that against the contents of the bottle. It's tasty. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would. I would buy it again. How much more than would I buy it again? Well, it's not going to be a 5, because it's just not my particular cup of tea. I would buy it again, and I think I'm going to be honest. I like the sweetness. I like the subtle sour. Not so much to go as high as a 4, but I think 3.5 is fair. 3.5 for that. It's a solid effort. It's not blowing my socks off, but it's not making me think, oh, I don't want that again. It's making me think, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Maybe it's more a summery beer than a winter beer, but it's tasty enough. It's fresh, it's light, it's zingy, it's a sour beer. It's a sour saison. There's not a lot more I can say about that, really. It's alright. Yeah, I'd buy it again. So, ladies and gents, this has been the Wild Beer and Side Project Rosa Rouge Sour Saison that's barrel aged with red rose and pomegranate. It's worth a try, definitely. Thanks for watching. I've been Nick, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.